Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7, and for today's video I'll be going over and breaking down the synopsis for The Flash Season 7 episode 15 titled Enemy at the Gates, but also we do have some promo images to go over for the same episode as well, which I'll be breaking down and theorizing about what could potentially take place. But also we did have the synopsis released for The Flash Season 7 episode 16, but I'll be going over that synopsis for tomorrow's video. So yeah, we are 2 episodes into graphic novel number 4, both of which have been filler, and yeah, it's been on to a very rough start. Firstly, I thought the first half of the season, aside from episodes 1, 2, 4 and 5, were handled very poorly, and episode 12 was good. It was the best we've had since episode 5, and it was fitting for that Cisco episode to be the kickstarter for the new graphic novel. But episode 13 was not good, and I bet no one is interested for next week's episode either, because for those who don't know, Barry will only be on that episode for one scene, and that is the opening scene, and that's it. He won't be in the episode at all, and obviously that episode will be another filler episode, this time being centered around Allegra. So for me at least, that episode does not interest me at all. I'm probably not even going to watch the episode, we will see. But although I have not been impressed with what Season 7 has given us so far, the Godspeed storyline is what we have all been waiting for, and yeah, from set photos as well as now the synopsis for this episode, that being episode 15, we know that episode 15 is where Godspeed arrives, and I don't want to hold my hopes up, but I am very excited for the Godspeed storyline, and I do believe that the Godspeed storyline will be in Arrow Season 5 for The Flash. So although Season 7 hasn't been good, I think the Godspeed storyline is what will fix this season. So although 4 episodes can't really increase the score significantly for a TV show, especially if it's out of 18 episodes, I do smell redemption coming, and hopefully Season 7 ends strong. But yeah, as I said, we have the synopsis for the episode to go over and break down, but also we have some promo images to go over later on as well. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so firstly I'll go over the synopsis and then I'll break down the synopsis bit by bit after that. So the synopsis goes as followed. Chilblain is released from prison. When an army of Godspeeds attacks Central City, Barry and Iris must put their family plans on hold and focus on the latest threat to their home. Meanwhile, Chilblain is released from prison and claims to be reformed, but Frost has her doubts. So yeah, very interesting synopsis to say the least, and it does get me excited only to an extent. You guys know I was always looking forward to the Godspeed storyline. Although Season 7 has killed my expectations for the show, I was looking forward to the Godspeed storyline. And I'm sure the Godspeed storyline is the factor which got people most excited about the season in the first place. But once I read the synopsis and I saw Chilblain and Frost, I was like, oh no. I used to love Frost as a character. She was such a good character from when she showed up, all the way to Season 7 Episode 2, where she was absolutely badass when she was a speedster. And then came the whole separate entity storyline, and I was interested to see where that would go, because her and Caitlin have now been separate entities. And then Episode 7 and 8 was when I really began to dislike her character due to how badly she was handled, and then episode 11 just made her flop horribly into one of my most hated characters on this show. But yeah, breaking down the synopsis line by line. So firstly, when an army of Godspeeds attacks Central City, Barry and Iris must put their family plans on hold and focus on the latest threat to their home. So yeah, we know Godspeed is coming, and this will be the original Godspeed. And the fact that this synopsis says an army of Godspeeds, it's clearly evident that the original Godspeed will be arriving with his Godspeed clones, and I cannot wait to see how it plays out. We know that Godspeed will be our main villain for graphic novel number 4, so he will be there from episodes 15 to 18, which is only 4 episodes, which I wish we could have seen him for longer because so many people were looking forward to him the most. But now at least we got rid of all the character filler episodes, and these last 4 episodes will be 100% story driven and not filler in between, which is a good thing I guess, despite the lack of Godspeed we will be having for the season, but I wish we could have had them for a lot longer. Obviously, Barry will be massively outnumbered due to Godspeed arriving with his army, so that will be like 5 different Godspeed speedsters versus 1 Flash. So yeah, I am expecting Barry to get beaten up pretty badly, and I don't think any pep talk will be able to save him from what he's about to receive from the Godspeeds. Now the question is, what brings Godspeed to Central City and where is he coming from? So it seems like the original Godspeed is arriving with his clones to go after the Flash because he wants Barry's speed by the looks of it. That was what they established during season 6, as during season 6 episode 18 we did hear the Godspeed clone say, "The one who sent me wants infinite velocity." And the one sending the Godspeed clones was obviously the original Godspeed. That's a no-brainer, and it seems like he will be the B-Tech version of Zoom by the looks of it, as he seems pretty lusty for some speed, which is something we had with Zoom. So I am interested to see if Godspeed will be handled in a different way, or will he just be like a knockoff Zoom, once again just trying to go for Barry's speed. I'm guessing Godspeed will be a speedster from the future, just like how they've established in the earlier seasons of the show, saying that by the looks of it over here, he seems to just be appearing out of the blue with no setup beforehand, unless we do get something during episode 14, but I highly doubt it. I think episode 14 will just be full on filler. So I think he is still a time traveler from the future going to the past to go after the Flash. But yeah, because of this new threat, Barry and Iris must put their child making plans on hold, which obviously makes sense because this is arguably the biggest threat they have been facing in ages, because the Speed Force wasn't really a threat. So yeah, I think Godspeed will be a bigger threat than the Speed Force. So yeah, this is the biggest threat that they have faced for a long time, so that being since Mirror Master. But we do also have the Frost stuff for the episode as a side story, which I don't really care about, and the whole Frost being released from prison makes no sense at all, and her escaping prison just takes away from the storyline they gave her in the first place, which is really what made me dislike this character in the first place. We'll see though. The synopsis makes this episode look pretty promising, so maybe I will like Frost a little bit more due to this side story, who knows. But yeah, as I said, we do have some promo images to go over. So firstly, we have this shot of Barry suited up as the Flash with Chester next to him, looking shocked as he stares at a monitor. And I'm guessing this is where they find out that Godspeed has arrived. But it's not just one Godspeed. Barry, as the Flash, will have to deal with multiple different Godspeeds. Now, one thing which looks really promising for this Godspeed storyline is that they will be putting more emphasis on Barry as the main character, because this whole season we lacked a lot of Barry, and it was one of the issues I had because we lacked him a lot as the Flash. We barely had him as the Flash. We barely had any action with the Flash. He just felt like a side character. Like, you know, during the Forces storyline, we had all of the Forces being more focused around than the main character. We had the side characters being more focused than the main character. And then for this graphic novel, we obviously had Cisco being the main focus for episode 12, which is understandable because he was a character who's been there for 7 seasons and now he left. But then we had Cecile being handled as the main character with barely any Barry again. So the lack of Barry during this season was something I had a lot of issues with, because honestly, he felt like a side character on his own show. He was literally having cameos on his own show, which was very, very troubling for me at least. But this storyline will end that by the looks of it. It looks like Barry will be having a much bigger focus since we do have a speedster threat after all. Now, once again, we do have this shot of Barry and Chester, and this is just from another angle of the same scene, but this one looks like Barry is just trying to make a plan before he just goes out there and faces off against Godspeed. Yeah, I cannot wait to see how this new version of Team Flash is handled now that Cisco is gone. Obviously, that is one character just being gone, but I'm interested to see what other characters will be inside Star Labs helping out with Barry. We do know that Frost will be there because she's been mentioned in the synopsis, so it seems like she'll be having a main side story, but also we do have promo images of her, so it seems like Frost will be there helping out with Chester and the whole Team Flash stuff. I'm guessing Iris and Allegra will be there as well, but I'm not entirely sure. If we do keep Team Flash very condensed when Barry's out there in the field, I think that would be very cool, because it just puts more emphasis on Barry just being the hero that he's destined to be, rather than just having help every single time. But we do also have this shot with Chester and Frost, and they could be talking to Barry over here about the Godspeeds, or it could just be something related to the Chillblaine stuff. I don't know. But we do also have this other shot of Frost and Chester. It's not another angle because Frost is standing somewhere else, but seemingly it's related to the same scene. But yeah, we do end the promo images with this close-up of Chester, and I have no idea for the context because this is just a simple close-up of the character, but I'm guessing these are all related to the same scene. And yeah, by the looks of it, Chester will just be, you know, going more in the role of the Cisco, so like Cisco 2.0 pretty much, as he's the quarterback when Barry's out there in the field, but he is also the tech guy as well. So I think Chester is just going to be utilized as the new Cisco. That is just me, but I don't know. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below what you guys are most looking forward to with this whole Godspeed storyline. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.